Just getting set up here with my other channel. Awesome. Good morning, everybody. This is Dr. Elena Sherwood. I am a therapist, author, and life coach, and thank you very, very much. Thank you for joining me today, folks. So, today's question, this is part of my live advice segment for those of you who have not tuned in before. And so, thank you, everybody, for being here, whoever is here today. So, today's question, I love this one. So there's been a series of them that have all kind of fallen into the same category. And so the question was, I know I put myself down, either in words or in my mind. And I'm just tired of doing that. Help. That was pretty much it. That was the one. And the other one was, I don't feel good about myself. I have problems with this. So they're really they're all formed under the same umbrella. Self-image, self-esteem, how we feel about ourselves. So my first statement that I'm going to make about that is none of us wake up deciding that this is how we're going to be and this is how we're going to live, that this is how our lives are going to shape out. None of us choose that, but it happens. It just happens. Why? Here's the thing. Somewhere in your past are events or characters, people, or both, a combination that have nudged you that way. It just happens, folks. The past is always in the present. So we may as well know when it's here. So that's the only way we can curtail it. That's the only way that we can figure out what's going on exactly, is we're aware and have a look at that. So when we think about our stories, my first advice to anybody is to have a close look at your own stories. This isn't about blaming, and this isn't about rehashing old stuff or bad things. We need to be able to look at our own stories with a view of understanding and learning more and more about ourselves. And that's going to evoke some feelings, which is a good reason that many people don't go there. And my tip on that is they are just feelings. And you're carrying these around whether you acknowledge that or not anyway. So you may as well know how it is working to your disadvantage present day. So that's my one advice, is have a look and visit your own stories with kindness and understanding. Okay. The second thing, the word boundaries is resonating in my head, and I have actually a problem with people saying just set boundaries. Now, I say the same thing, and I probably said it 100 times myself. But the thing I don't like about it is we are assuming that setting the boundary is the issue. It isn't. The issue is more what led us to be in a place where we didn't set any in the first place. What got in the way of us valuing other people over ourselves? So again, that connects back to our story. Somehow, somewhere, we were nudged in that direction of not valuing us to the point that others have gotten into our lives without us or taken too much of ourselves. So if I say set boundaries, that's not what I'm going to say here, but here I'm going to say approach self-love and self-care in the same way that you would tackle a brand new job or a brand new project. You invest in it. You decide on it. You spend money on it if you have to. You allow yourself the emotions if you have to. And maybe it's about meditation, where a lot of things kind of come through. Maybe it's just active journaling every day with a passion, like journaling like you are really, in fact, mining for the best part of yourselves, because that's exactly what happens with journaling. And maybe it's joining groups or entering into very real conversations where people really do see you. But whatever it is, this isn't I'm going to carve out some self-care time. No, this is I am deciding on some self-valuing trajectory, because it's not a project, it's not a side dish, it's a mission. And that's what it will take, folks. If you have some really deeply rooted thing there where you're kind of a good part of the time you're apologizing for yourself and you're over explaining, you're kind of, well, would you mind terribly, like you're just gonna, no, that is not what life is intended us to be. It isn't. And so if you're not able to do that right now, understandable. Understand that you didn't choose that, but that's just how things are played out. And the best thing to remember is that you have choices. So, big answer for a very big question. Please let me know if you folks have any comments or questions about this. This is just one of these things that it's a whole, I could talk here probably 3 or 4 hours, and nobody has that kind of time. So thank you very much, folks, for listening. And yeah, I will see you again next week for the final one this year. Thank you.